Hello, good afternoon. My name is Michael Douglas. I'm the Managing Director of Xcalibur, Kazakhstan. Today I want to talk to you about our airborne geophysical techniques for finding these undiscovered critical materials that we've heard about so often in conferences like this. Xcalibur has completed a number of surveys across the globe. We've hit 6 continents so far, an unbelievable number of line kilometres, well over 50 million. You'll see on the screen here that we have over 40 specialised aircraft, which actually gives us 11 more aircraft than Air Astana currently has. So it's quite a fleet of aircraft that we operate. With an incredible number of specialist resource. We have our main office in Madrid, but with other satellite offices. But quite clearly, the most important office of all is the Astana office, which has been open since just last year. We have a number of people involved. There's 6 employees at the minute, but we're looking to grow that as the data starts coming into our office as we acquire these various projects. Just to give you an idea of the clientele that we've had in the past, we've worked with a number of exclusive projects for governments and various research institutes, but we also do the private and transactional business as well. We'll look at any size of project for you, and we have a variety of different technologies. Obviously, we do a huge amount of mining these days, but we do cover seismic geosciences, geothermal, hydrogen, energy as well. These are our aircraft, and I did say that we had 11 more aircraft than Air Astana, but you can see here that our passenger capacity and in-flight entertainment isn't quite the same standard. So we have an air tractor at the top there. That's the little yellow aircraft, is the one that we would use for magnetics, radiometrics, and scalar gravity acquisition. We have the rotary platform there as well, our Bell helicopter. That's can do gravity, but it's also used for our electromagnetics. We have a unique solution down in the bottom left, which is I think we call Tempest, which is fixed wing electromagnetics with scalar gravity on board as well. And the takeaway from this slide here really is we have a huge comprehensive list of technologies, and depending on the terrain, depending on your requirements for a survey, then we can fit different instruments to either rotary or to fixed wing. The service offering. Well, obviously we do the data acquisition, but before data acquisition we liaise with you and we design and develop a precise, bespoke survey for you. So we will set the flying heights, we will set the line spacing, we'll set the orientation of the survey to absolutely maximize the data that you're going to receive when the survey is complete. Of course, we have in-house processing, and I'm delighted to say that in-house processing will be done right here in Kazakhstan. We have a number of extremely experienced resource, and we also are sending them to our other offices in Canada and Australia, in Madrid, to make sure that they have the very best practice available to them. Data interpretation, it's a big moment. Of course, a lot of you want to do your own data interpretation. That's entirely up to yourselves as well, but please bear in mind that we do have the capacity to do that in-house. We can do extensive interpretations for you, or we can just do a very, very simple phase 1 interpretation and deliver the data to you that way. Again, with the data management, it's really how do you want to see the data displayed, and we do have again in-house solution, software solution assisting with the data management aspect. As mentioned in the earlier slide, we cover pretty much every sector here. If it's under the ground, we have the technology to image it and discover it. So really we have on the left-hand side our regional mapping programs. These are the programs that we'd undertake with technologies like magnetics, radiometrics, scalar gravity, and we'll cover huge tracts of land. And in the previous from Ana Fonseca, you saw these huge areas which are under-discovered in Central Asia. And that is precisely the tool that we would start with at Xcalibur Smart Mapping. Once we've completed these regional-sized projects, we can then start to target and grade targets and come back in with additional technologies. So for instance, the highest resolution you would get might be with the helicopter platform, which flies extremely slowly and it flies extremely low. It could have gravity gradiometry on board, it could have electromagnetics on board. So it's really what we're trying to say here is that we will prepare the technologies on the correct platform to meet the survey objectives of the explorers in Central Asia. As I said, the Xcalibur Kazakhstan is live and well. You can come and see us at our offices. We're very close to the Baytarek Tower, so lots of coffee shops around as well. Extremely easy to get to. There's a couple of us dotted around the room, and of course at the front of this hall we have our booth. So if you'd like to come through, come and see us at our offices, we're more than happy to discuss projects. You can meet the team, ask any questions that you wish. Key in having this office to us was the transfer of technologies. We do not want to be a company based in Madrid, sending aircraft across here and then departing when the projects are done or the flying season is over. So there are aircraft which are registered to the Kazakhstan office, instruments are registered to Kazakhstan, and the employees that we have in our office are all Central Asian or Kazakh. The Central Asian hub, well, I have to admit that the primary focus for us this flying season and possibly well into next flying season is this country we're standing in. It's Kazakhstan. There is so much to go at here. There's so many thousands of undiscovered mineral deposits that we feel as though Kazakhstan is the place to put our focus for the immediate future. And really just to finish on the human capital, yep, we do have 6 employees at the minute, but by the end of 2025, we're really looking to have closer to 20 employees doing a full processing function, cradle to grave, all the processing and data interpretation to be done in our office here. We do have a government-based project which we are discussing at the minute. It's pretty much very well advanced at this stage, I would say, and that would be to acquire a huge tract of land in the Balkhash region. The very first technology to be acquired will be magnetics, radiometrics, and a gravity solution, a scalar gravity solution. Once we've managed to grade that particular area, we'll then be looking at gravity gradiometry, and we'll be looking at our electromagnetic solutions as well. Sorry, these are the technologies to be deployed. So, you know, if you're lucky in the not too distant future, you'll see one of these little yellow air tractors, single-seater air tractors, which will be the primary regional solution. Tempest, again, it's a unique solution to Xcalibur, fixed-wing electromagnetics. I didn't have an image of the helicopter here, but we'll find one for the next meeting. And of course, Falcon ADG, which is an underutilized, extremely high-resolution product, gravity gradiometry product. No presentation would be complete without an our values slide. So these are the values that we hold dear, that we've signed up to across the globe with Xcalibur Smart Mapping. I won't read them out. And that ends today's presentation. If there's any questions or queries, I'd be happy to answer those for you. But notwithstanding, please come and see us at the booth at the front, and please feel free to come up to our offices in Kazakhstan, in Astana, whenever you have a moment.
Thank you for your attention. It was Michael Douglas from Xcalibur Smart Mapping, and we would like to invite the next speaker on the stage. It's Quentin Dulake, Exploration Drill Masters.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for your time. My name is Quentin Dulake. I'm the Global Sales Executive and Business Development Leader at Exploration Drill Masters. And the idea of this presentation is really to give you a quick insight into the products and the services that we can provide. So, Exploration Drill Masters is an original equipment manufacturer. We work solely in the mineral exploration space. We develop drill rigs, exploration drill rigs and associated equipment in a range of configurations. So our main areas of business are top drive exploration drills in dedicated reverse circulation, dedicated diamond and multifunctional capabilities. We're also a global leader with rod handling equipment and hands-free technology, so we have a range of rod handlers for almost any drilling method available. We're very flexible and we work in collaboration with our clients to develop customized equipment and turnkey solutions for their exploration projects. And we have a broad range of horizontal in-pit dewatering rigs and slope depressurization rigs available as well. We also do a great deal of servicing and safety upgrades for Tier 1 mine sites. So Exploration Drill Masters was established in 2008. Our headquarters is in Chile. It's obviously a long way away from Santiago, but it was established in the midst of a real boom in copper and lithium projects at the time. As I'm sure you all know, Chile still is one of the largest copper and lithium producers in the world today. And Santiago really has lots of benefits in terms of manufacturing equipment because of the extensive industry in mining in Chile in recent years. We have excellent resources available to us. Engineering and technical resources are very, very close by in Santiago. We're also actually very well connected globally. We have a lot of international shipping ports close by that service all major global shipping routes. So there are some real benefits of being there. In Santiago, we have a large facility that incorporates our commercial offices, our engineering department, which is significant. We have a production and assembly area. We have quality control and finally testing. What this does is it gives us complete control over the entire process of the development of a product, from really the conceptualization on the drawing board through to the production and delivery to the end user. And we have an extensive outside area that allows us to do testing in-house too, and this allows us to take new product developments, re-engineer them, refine them, retest and deliver them into the marketplace as a working unit. We also have an office set up in the UK. This was established in 2019. The reason for this was really we had a growing client base in West Africa and the Middle East and now in Kazakhstan. So this was really a better option for us in terms of the time zones and being based in Chile. We have technical resources and personnel available from the UK and we can dispatch them generally within 24 hours if required for technical support. And we also have the broader supply chain benefits as well of being based in the UK and in Europe. So we have a pretty extensive global reach. All the areas you can see on the map in green are where we have our equipment working and drilling. We have a range of distributors. We have distributors in Ghana, in the Middle East, Egypt. We have a new distributor here in Kazakhstan, in Australia, and in Peru as well. Now, when choosing a distributor, there's a pretty strict set of criteria that we follow. It's not enough for us just to have a distributor that has good market knowledge, good local market knowledge. What's really crucial is that we have a distributor that can technically support our equipment once it's in the field. And really, CASPL Group ticks all the boxes here. We started working with CASPL Group back last year in 2023. and they're able to hold stock components for us to support our clients and provide technical support to them too. We're really upbeat and optimistic about the market here in Kazakhstan, and we know that our technology is appropriate for this region. Being based in Chile, we have our machines working in high altitudes up to 5,000 meters and in sub-zero temperatures down to minus 20 degrees. We also have extensive experience of supplying equipment into Mongolia. So the provision of cold climate kits, for example, for our machines is something that's very normal for us. We generally have a standard range of rigs that covers 3 different drilling methods. So we have dedicated diamond core drills that are able to drill up to 3,000 meters with the correct drill strings. We have reverse circulation drills able to drill 700 meters plus. And we have a wide range of multi-purpose drills that cover the RC, conventional and the diamond on one platform. Here's a few pictures here of our RC drills. We can supply our reverse circulation drills in pullback capacities from 47,000 pounds to 95,000 pounds. We understand that these rigs have to work in incredibly tough environments, and we offer complete flexibility in terms of the components on board. We have engine options up to 950 horsepower. We can offer sealed, climatized control cabins. We have hands-free rod handlers on board all of our rigs as standard, and compressors up to 500 psi with the option of dust collectors and various cyclone and splitter systems too. Our range of diamond rigs starts a little lower at 30,000 pounds of pullback and ranges up to 67,000 pounds. These machines can be track or truck mounted, and they're really capable of drilling in a very, very productive way for deep holes. So the picture you can see on the bottom left-hand side there is our EDM 67K D rig in Peru, and it's drilling 2,200 meter directional diamond holes. Onto our multi-purpose machines. As I alluded to earlier, these drills really incorporate all of the functions and components for RC drilling and for diamond drilling on one platform. This is obviously a crucial part of our business, and it's ideal for clients who aren't committed to one specific project going forward, so they can bid on any contract. Rod handling is something that's very close to our heart. We really drive innovation of our products, and we're very focused on removing operational staff from the hazards and the dangers of drilling. We have rod loaders available for RC, for diamond and for other methods too. But this specific picture you can see here is our Mark II diamond rod feeder. This is an independent unit that can be incorporated into any drill, top drive or chuck drive. And the idea of this is that it turns the drill into a completely hands-free operation. So it removes all hands-on steel operations associated with diamond drilling. And what's crucial here is that it allows the drilling contractors to upgrade their older machines to complete hands-free operation without having to renew their fleet of drills. Another project we're very proud of is our joint venture between EDM Tightline Drilling in Australia and Newlands Precision Engineering. We've actually developed the world's first autonomous robotic underground drill. So we're applying robotic rod handling technology with autonomous rod presenting technology, and we're able to provide a drill that's completely hands-free and is autonomous. We have 8 of these units in operation in Australia, going through a very extensive testing phase, and the commercialization process will be underway very, very shortly. Our plan with this product is to bring it onto the surface when it's commercialized, so we have very, very high hopes for this. The horizontal drills are a large part of our business too. We develop a range of horizontal rigs for slope depressurization and in-pit mine site dewatering. So they're drilling drain holes and the installation of piezometers too. This specific package you can see here on the right-hand side incorporates the fully covered machine along with a TSV rod presenter, and what it does is it enables the entire package to be completely hands-free. So we can drill to 500 meters in horizontal wells without any human intervention for breaking rods, loading rods, or managing the drill string. We have one of these packages in build at the moment for a client here in Kazakhstan, and we'll be delivering this before the end of the year. And finally, no product delivery is complete without the ongoing service and support. This is something we take very, very seriously. We send our technicians out with every single machine that's completed to provide on-site training. And we also work very, very closely with our partners in this. So we work here in Kazakhstan with KazPL Group, who are able to not only supply parts in country, but are also able to provide the technical support and assistance to be able to back up the drills going forward. As I said, we have very, very high hopes for Kazakhstan and the marketplace going forward. We look forward to doing a lot more business here. And that brings the presentation to a conclusion. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate your time. If anybody has any questions, please let me know, or come and see us on our booth, number 37. Thank you.
Thank you. We would like to invite the next speaker on the stage. It's Sultanov from Aurora.
Hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. So I'm here today to make quite a few announcements about Aurora and our vision for mineral exploration in Kazakhstan. As Aurora, we have been in the market for the last 8 years. And what's the situation that's happening today? That we see over 2,500 licenses that have been acquired, and some say that there is a exploration boom that is happening right now over in Kazakhstan. However, one thing that we also notice is that many local explorers are taking licenses, but they're struggling with access to funding. Perhaps many international companies are also in the same position. We want to smooth this path. On one side, perhaps there are 7, 8 out of top 20 major companies are right now open to doing business in Kazakhstan. However, we believe that there are many, many more juniors that should follow, especially juniors out of Australia, Canada, and the rest of the world. And as we all know, looking at the charts, that juniors are good at making new discoveries. Over the last few years, if you look at the chart again in terms of the mineral investments that are coming into Kazakhstan, the numbers are increasing. Ministers have noted that nearly $250 million is being spent annually now into exploration. However, it's commitments that every subsoil takes. Do they actually do it? It's a big question. I mean, the question of access to funding is becoming one of those let's say going concerns if we want to make discoveries in Kazakhstan. There is a great examples of right now of Aras, which just brokered the deal with Tech. There is a great example of our friend East Star, Alex Walker, brokering a deal with BHP, and Explore BHP program that paying it to 2 projects over in Kazakhstan. I think that's showing that there is a success in the mining code reform. And more companies are going to be entering into Kazakhstan, we believe. So, over the years, Aurora has been a full chain exploration service provider. We have done it all. I mean, we have acquired licenses, we have conducted geological exploration, management, drilling, all various kinds of geophysics, airborne geophysics, legal and government relations services. However, we're getting to the point that, and today one of the colleagues did mention, he goes, Aurora is becoming too big. Well, and this is where we do agree, that we perhaps, in one way, it's time to let our big projects go, such as Nova Drilling, Xcalibur map mapping, Aurora Quest service, that they are kind of separated now out of Aurora, and they will live their own lives separately, and we as Aurora won't be taking part in the management of those companies. However, where we're going to focus next is project origination, license acquisition and tenant management, geology, geophysics, logistics, and this is where it's a new area which is coming to us is M&As and capital markets access. I mean, what are we trying to say by this? That when we started Aurora, and this picture of Kaiser, Ken Bowers and myself, that's in 2017 at PDAC over in Toronto, back then there was a lack of contract providers that could do the work efficiently, safely in Kazakhstan, so we went into creating all these services, but today we see that the market has become very competitive. There are a number of drilling contractors, a number of geophysics, local drillers, local geophysicists, and they're all quite good, I must say. However, one thing in common with all of them is capital markets access, is to be able to bring in more projects onto the Toronto Stock Exchange, onto Australian Stock Exchange, and bridging those two worlds together. There are more locals picking up licenses and doing the work according to the JORC, according to NI 43-101, but it's important that these projects have the right partners that can have the access on the stock exchange. Well, this is where we're going to be now focusing next. So these are the detailed services that Aurora provides. So that's, again, exploration, geophysics, logistics, capital market advisory, M&A, and legal advisory. So essentially, we want to be the partner for investors in Kazakhstan in terms of doing all the right work that's needed to make sure that the project would be ready for the next stage advancement, perhaps onto the capital markets. We have a good experience in doing this business, but it's the capital markets advisory and M&A activity which over the next few years where we're going to hire more people and we're going to focus on this area. These are the numbers which is today in terms of acquiring 200 blocks. This liquidation insurance premium, this is what we're working right now with the government server to try to lower this number, because paying for the insurance premium for 8 years in the first year for the exploration license, that's only 6 years, we believe that's a serious barrier to entry for the juniors. And we want to change that, and hopefully later this year we would be able to do that. The other aim is to bring the TSX, ASX and Astana International Exchange much closer to each other, because one of the emphasis when we were creating Astana International Exchange was the development of the junior market. And this is something which we anticipate we're going to be focusing on in the next year or so and show real results and some success stories on the ASX/TSX/ASX. So now let's get to the actual project, the discovery project, the strategic project of Aurora. That's a project called Lakeside Minerals. It's located in northern Balkhash, and it's in a world famous mining province. It has 13 known porphyry deposits, 3 mines are in production, and it has 20 million tons of copper defined in the Balkhash region to date. So the overall license today is 1,352 square kilometers. 7 lithocaps have been identified, and we're very much pleased to be working on this project this year. We're going to be conducting soil sampling, geophysics, and hopefully drilling. We're very much open to present this project to potential partners that might be interested in developing this project further, and the actual details and the movie about this you can find on the Lakeside website. We presented the same project on the Toronto Stock Exchange, and we believe that one day this project either will make a discovery, and this is one of those projects which we believe should at one point perhaps be listed either on Toronto Stock Exchange or Australian Stock Exchange. These are the other projects which are under Aurora's management. and as you notice, most of them are copper and gold. We overall see a strategic advantage in Kazakhstan in copper, gold, and uranium especially. However, we want to concentrate mainly on copper and gold. So Kimir, Tesiktas, these are two projects which are located in Balkash. Our aim is to be able to find a joint venture partner where we can roll these projects in and get them perhaps listed. Significant work has been done on Kimir project, however it requires maybe a different approach. The other areas which are located, called Heli, Sarvabay and Frontier, they are located in the West Kazakhstan, in Aktober region. We have been working there for quite a while now, and again, these are the type of projects that would be easily to vend in. So if there is an interest, we would be able to share all the data room that's required, and perhaps there could be something to be done. Wanted touch base on the Kazakhstan Chamber of Mines, where today we have nearly 40 companies as members. It is an organization that's becoming more influential, and its voice is being heard at the government level. We hope this number of companies is going to be increasing, and more international and junior mining companies are going to be joining. The aim of the Kazakhstan Chamber of Mines was always that it gives the comfort to international companies to come to Kazakhstan, and at the same time so that our market economy in the exploration business, in the mining business, develops based on the best world practices. When we take Kazakhstan Chamber of Mines, for instance, the financial commitments that all these companies take today has already overcome than what the public say, what the government spends onto exploration. So it's important that we have the Kazakhstan Chamber of Mines. I want to ask you to join the Kazakhstan Chamber of Mines, because it is the good cause what Chamber of Mines is doing for the industry, and Aurora is proud to be one of the founders of the association. So going forward, we will be, as usual, as every year, supporting the PDC event, the Kazakhstan Day in Canada. However, we believe that the big potential is over in Australia. We believe that a number of junior companies perhaps are not well, let's say, presented of Kazakhstan, and therefore we want to go there, make a number of presentations of Kazakhstan, perhaps even have a Kazakhstan Day over at IMARC event. And this is something which is in the works, and we hope that this will bring new investments into the country. This is pretty much it from me from Aurora. So these are the contact details, and thank you very much. If there is business to be done, our doors are always open for you. Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you for your attention, and now we would like to invite the last speaker on the stage, Hernan Vera, Orion del Sur, please.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for being here in this presentation. And okay, I think other than national football team and Lionel Messi, probably you have not heard too much about Argentina here in this country. But I think we have some similarities with Kazakhstan. Instead of the huge geography, I think also the vast mineral resources, the rich cultural history, and in particular the ambitions of the people to become fully developed. But also there is another similarities. Here in Kazakhstan, you guys have from many years operating sediment and hosted copper deposits, which in Argentina is a new frontier, I would say. And so in my company we are working on that, and in this presentation I will try to share with you who are been developing this project, which is devoting our best effort. Okay, let's start please by probably that is the Okay. Let's say the Neuquén Basin is a mixed marine continental basin located mostly in the Neuquén province of southern Argentina. It contains deposits of copper and vanadium mineral hosted in a porous and friable sandstone. The genesis of those deposits is related to the petroleum generation on the region. The sediment-hosted copper deposits are similar to other basins in countries like Kazakhstan or Poland. Our company, Orion del Sur, has been working on the Neuquén Basin for several years and currently holds more than 300 hectares of mineral rights. And the northern central zone of the basin is the most important copper vanadium system, with both grade and volume significant at commercial levels. This area, called Dorso de los Chigüidos, totaling 400 square kilometers. So in this presentation we were talking about the Dorso de los Chigüidos project, which is a group of the Medio-Ocean project at about 10 kilometers distant one each other. Diagenesis. 4 diagenetic phases can be observed: red, white, gray, and brown sandstones. The red phases represent the original oxidized sandstone. The white phases were formed during the interaction of red beds with reduced fluids, where glass and cement were partially dissolved and iron was reduced and removed, resulting in the sandstone discoloration and the development of a secondary porosity. The gray and brown sandstone bound the red front, characterized by the presence of abundant clay minerals and oxide minerals enriched in vanadium and copper. Mineralization. Mineralization occurs at very shallow depth. Often it starts from the surface. There is a special relation between copper occurrence with oil fields presence and tectonic uplift history. At the local level, the main geological indicators are the bleached sandstone. So, red beds change to gray, green, white, or brown color tones. Red sandstone are indication of no mineralization. The copper horizons are in the gray-brown sandstone. The vanadium rich level tend to be associated along gray and white sandstone. Regional physical studies. Geophysical studies were a part of the work we have been done during a number of years, more than 10 indeed. Exploration tasks include more than 2,000 square kilometers of radiometric and aeromagnetic geophysics, more than 2,500 geochemical samples, more than 25 kilometers of electric tomography lines, and more than 20,000 samples of reverse circulation drilled meters. The regional radiometry geophysics, mainly uranium count, was very effective. The uranium signals presented a strong correlation with the vanadium anomalies. Geochemical studies, many soil and chip samples were taken on the sun and they show a strong copper, vanadium and silver anomalies since the beginning. In the Dorso de Chigüidos area, more than 90% of the samples taken come back with anomalous values. Local geophysical studies, several 2D and 3D multiple tomography lines were conducted. They confirmed the presence of paleochannels with low conductivity rate due to the higher porosity. The later reverse circulation drilling program was able to confirm that the tomography lines were accurate enough to predict both the presence and the depth of the paleochannels. Deposit modeling. The main mineralization controls the sedimentary porosity, indicating sandstone and conglomerates present along major paleochannels. The reverse circulation drilling has identified 2, 3, up to 4 horizons from 4 to 15 meter width at consistent grades. The vanadium rich levels are associated along gray and white sandstones and usually lay below or within the higher grade of copper horizons. Preliminary resources. A preliminary resource estimation was done, and tons and grade are enough to consider Dorso de los Chigüidos as an economical project. Due to copper and vanadium are placed in different layers, the mining and metallurgical treatment could be planned in different sequences. However, However, the spatial overlap of copper and vanadium ores suggests that mining costs can be shared. From the metallurgical aspect, copper and vanadium ores could have different flow sheets. However, they could share the initial crushing infrastructure, although in separate batches. Deposit location and lay. The economic deposit are distributed in an area of approximately 20 kilometers times 10 kilometers. There is also satellite deposit Barda Gonzalez, which is about 50 kilometers at the south. It is not shown in this picture. Metallurgical test were performed. Sulfuric and acid leach test was conducted in bulk samples. Both ambient and heated temperature and agitated acid solution were tested. Fluorspar addition was also tested. In addition, some acid consumption tests were done, and due to a low carbonate content, a low acid consumption was obtained. The higher vanadium extraction was achieved by heating and agitating sulfuric acid solution at 100 microns of ore size. It reached near 80% of recovery at 10 hours time of leaching. The recovery was maximized up to 96% by adding fluorspar. It also reduced the leaching time to 1/5. At those conditions, copper extraction was reaching up to 97% or even higher. It is worth to mention that copper extraction reached up to 77% at ambient temperature at minus 12.5 millimeters particle size feed, so copper could be amenable to conventional sulfuric acid heap leaching. Ore sorting test. Due to the significant distance among deposits, the idea of a pre-concentration step in each deposit by using ore sorting technology was considered. We did the preliminary test and the results were positive. And the concentration upgrade were 152 for copper and 212 for vanadium, at an efficient mass rejection of about 40%. Mining and processing method. So in summary, the dorsal Los Chigüidos deposits are shallow ore bodies and no more than 30-50 meters deep, so open pit method could be applied. The sandstone hosted rock are weakly indurate, so few drilling and blasting operations would be needed. Low carbonate content indicates leachable ore, so we could expect to use Xcalibur method, which are rational metallurgical copper and vanadium recovery. The company owns a sulfur mine at a short distance, so the sulfuric acid raw material source is ensured. The ore has a low deleterious content, so a marketable vanadium pentox product is possible. The Neuquén province is a mining-friendly jurisdiction. Infrastructure. Regarding infrastructure in the region, we can find numerous paved roads, important cities nearby, a lot of large water reservoirs, many power sources, both hydroelectric and natural gas sources. Several 500 kV lines are crossing the province, so in a privileged area from an infrastructure point of view. Conclusion. Dorsal Los Chigüidos project has been consolidated as a group of medium-sized projects. There is a conceptual target of plus 150 million tons at commercial grades of copper and vanadium. In summary, the project is a location with a strong infrastructure in a pro-mining jurisdiction, able for open pit methods and leachable. So we would expect a feasible project with a low OPEX and a reduced CAPEX. Thank you very much.